From downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Outrage in Dearborn Heights tonight.
Yeah, you just want money. You want money for the county, that's all you want. You don't care about our quality of life.
As hundreds turn out to tell Wayne County no.
The CEO of a large Michigan nonprofit accused of harassment by several employees. Are their claims being ignored? The defenders investigate.
Moving out with fingers crossed. Most tenants at the Russell Industrial Complex have just hours to vacate under a city order, but the situation gets more confusing by the hour. We're glad you're with us here tonight at 11. This is a story the Local 4 defenders first brought us way back on February 9th.
And it's about to come to a head now. That investigation uncovering the numerous code violations at the Russell Industrial Center.
Since then, the city has inspected and ordered everyone to vacate the building until the building can be brought into compliance. This has caused mass confusion for the nearly 200 businesses and artists that are there.
Jason Colthorpe there live tonight with the latest development that tenants do not have to be out by tomorrow. Jason?
Correct, Kim. That vacate order has been put on hold, at least according to the Russell. That's what they've told their tenants. Well, those tenants tell me their next question is, for how long? 2 days, 2 weeks? They're not getting that answer. And right now they really want two things. Number one, to protect their investments here in their businesses. And number two, they'd like some straight answers from the owners and from the city. As some tenants clear out their spaces at the Russell Industrial Center tonight, some are staying put, not sure what to do, all with their livelihoods at stake.
I feel like I have been ripped off, stepped on, and kicked to the side.
Many tenants feel the owner of the Russell, Dennis Kefalinos, is to blame for not keeping the building up to proper code.
How could you do this to me? How could you give me a contract that says this place, you can set up a sound stage and rehearsal studio when your building is not even zoned for that?
But others say the city of Detroit has had years to check on this and get it right, and now is just making it a bigger mess. Tenants were originally told everybody has to go, but today Local 4 has learned owners of 3 spaces can stay because they have certificates of occupancy and compliance, something most owners had no idea they needed.
I think they're covering their asses right now. I think that the tenants have put up enough of a fight that they can't ignore this.
Now the city is allowing Kefalinos to submit an appeals application that'll be heard on Wednesday. If the board believes compliance is not attainable, spaces will have to be clear within 24 hours.
These are businesses and people that have been here for almost 30 years, like multiple businesses. They can't just relocate right now, and we're not going to stop fighting.
I talked to one of those businesses who's allowed to stay, and the owner told me it's not permanent. It's really only a 30-day extension, but he's gotten the impression from the city that that can be renewed every month. Now, the city did tell me if any of the other businesses here feel they're in code compliance and have those proper permits or would like to try and apply for them, they can do that going to City Hall, 4th floor, room 408. Reporting live tonight, Jason Colthorpe, Local 4.
But Jason, here's the thing. As we could see by the people moving out, you see the U-Haul trucks and the trailers. Many people seem like they've given up and they're already gone.
Many have, Kim. They're gone. And they're really caught in a pickle here because do they stay and not get their equipment out? A lot of these people have thousands of dollars in equipment. If they don't get it out and all of a sudden this building gets locked up, they're out that. So you can understand the people who are staying are really taking a risk, putting some faith in an owner who hasn't had a great track record being code compliant in his buildings. Yeah. But this has still got a little ways to go, and we're going to follow it all the way to the end, Kim.
Yep. Keep us posted, Jason. Thank you.
A fixture in Dearborn Heights since the 1920s, the Warren Valley Public Golf Course near Hines Drive and Beach Daily. But Wayne County wants to sell it. Well, tonight, hundreds packed the clubhouse to protest, oftentimes shouting down the county staffers who came to lay out the plan. We bring in Mara McDonald, who's live in Dearborn Heights tonight, and people, Mara, were furious.
Devin, absolutely furious, to the point that they were letting that economic development team from Wayne County absolutely have it. Take a look.
You're bullish. Who's making money on this?
The crowd heckled and booed the team from Wayne County that came to talk about their reasons for a proposed sale of the Warren Valley Golf Course. Chief among them, the county says the course runs at a debt.
You don't care about our quality of life.
That reasoning fell on deaf ears. A developer is interested in mowing down the golf course and putting in 100 to 200 homes and making this hunk of property a gated community. Hundreds of people spent hours tonight eviscerating that idea.
I think this is a huge mistake. I think that we need to nurture our environment.
It's a green area, and it needs to stay a green area.
The city's mayor and some of its council members say it's clear the residents have spoken. Now they want the county to listen.
Hopefully 8 members will not, there won't be 8 votes for this to pass. If by chance it did, then the city would be the fallback.
I've been living in the city for 50 years, and this is a jewel of our city that we've got to try and keep our hands on.
Back here live right now, the sale of this golf club is in the hands of the Wayne County Commission. Commissioners have not seen a full analysis of this yet. Right now, their staff is taking a look at it, so no direct action just yet. But I mean, the mayor told me he is hopeful that after hearing all of this, they'll go back and tell Warren Evans this is a non-starter here. Back to you.
Well, so overwhelming reaction to this seemed negative tonight, but is it a done deal then, as far as city leaders are concerned?
Well, city leaders are hoping it's not a done deal. A lot of people in here thought it was a done deal. But the official word from the county is that no, the final approval here has not been given.
All right.
Back to you.
All right, Mara.
After a string of threats today at Jewish centers across the U.S., communities here in Metro Detroit are on alert. Bomb threats were phoned into 20 Jewish schools and community centers in 11 states. One of the bomb threats was called into the Hebrew Day School in Ann Arbor. The all clear was given, but now police in other communities are increasing patrols both in number and frequency, along with keeping open communication with officials in case they're needed.
We have very open communications with our Jewish community center here in West Bloomfield. We obviously, when there's times of increased concern, we increase those the levels and number of communications with them. So we already have a good working relationship, and that always helps when there's an issue.
Now, the chief did say there's no reason to be alarmed at this time. Back in Ann Arbor, police are working with the FBI to identify the caller.
U.S. officials are now saying last month's deadly raid in Yemen hasn't yielded any valuable intelligence information, as the White House has claimed. NBC News reporting a Navy SEAL and 25 civilians were killed, including children. 6 service members were wounded. Plans for the raid started during the Obama administration but never moved forward. President Trump's administration has said that the raid was successful in gathering information. The Pentagon has 3 investigations underway right now. It's been confirmed billionaire investor Wilbur Ross, now the Commerce Secretary for President Trump. Senate confirmed Ross on a vote of 72 to 27. A renegotiation of NAFTA is expected to be a top priority for him.
Takata officials are now admitting they tried to cover up a defect in their airbags after pleading guilty to criminal wire fraud. Takata's CFO appeared today in court here in Detroit. He expressed the company's regret. The judge ordered Takata to pay $1 billion total. It'll be under 3 years of probation with an independent monitor who will watch to see the changes being made. Takata will also be under a corporate compliance program.
Tomorrow's Tuesday, but not just any Tuesday, of course.
Yeah, whether you call it Fat Tuesday or Punchki Day, you'll probably be seeing a lot of a pastry that's become almost mythical around here.
Tim Pamplin takes the night cam out to get us prepared. Tim.
Hot and fluffy, come on, let's get it!
They're working at a fever pitch at the Paris Bakery in Livonia on Joy Road. It's a family affair, all hands on deck. There's the captain, Danny, keeping an eye on the operation. He's been in the bakery business since high school. This is how it all starts out with the dough, of course. Big balls of dough, when it's turned into little balls of dough, then it's put in the deep fat fryer for 5 minutes, and then filled with jelly. Well, that's normally how it ends. Tonight, we went looking for the unusual. Hamtramck, Smuggler's Bar. This is where tonight you find co-owner Mark with a syringe filling these punchki with vodka. Now, gastronauts, buckle in. Things are going to get a little crazy. American Coney Island have taken the punchki and turned it into a Coney dog punchki. They start serving them for breakfast at 4 a.m. So back in the truck, heading downtown, I've got a mixture of all of these things. I got the punchki bombs, I got a dozen from Paris Bakery in Livonia. I've even got a couple of the Coney punchkis for Ben, our resident foodie. Looks like I should be back at the studio in about 10 minutes. Back to you guys downtown.
Lucky Ben.
10 minutes. All right, you hear that,
Did you hear
Ben?
what's coming for you, buddy?
Oh, boy. All right, still ahead, the backstage tweet that's become a possible clue about what went wrong with that envelope at the Oscars. All right, Ben.
Well, if I'm still walking upright, we'll talk about the forecast for tomorrow. We'll start out with the 30s in the morning, but see some showers and then eventually thunderstorms and then snow. Lots to discuss coming up.
All right, Ben. And next, trouble at one of the state's largest nonprofits.
Nothing says James Brown like a big Irish guy gets talking back.
Next at 11, what several of this man's employees are accusing him of and why taxpayers may want to take notice. Reporting for more. Controversy is brewing at one of the state's largest nonprofit organizations.
Several women at the Michigan Municipal League insist their complaints of inappropriate and harassing behavior by the CEO have been ignored.
So now they've gone to an attorney to formally alert the board that if changes aren't made, they may take legal action. Defender Kevin Dietz has the story, including the response from the board.
A group of workers accusing their boss of very bad behavior, but the board is sticking by their CEO and trying to move forward from this controversy. On a pretty day in September, hundreds of city and village leaders and their staffers were making their way to Mackinac Island, boating across the Straits of Mackinac, then taking a horse-drawn carriage to one of the country's most prestigious locales, the Grand Hotel. Here, mayors and city council members spent 2 days mingling with township supervisors and salespeople, all attending meetings and meet and greets, looking to make government smoother and friendlier for citizens.
You know, the Michigan Municipal League is the voice of cities, and it's so valuable because cities in Michigan, small and large, cities of 1,000, cities of 100,000, cities of 500,000, have some things in common.
The main man at the convention is Daniel Gilmartin. He is the CEO of the Michigan Municipal League.
I'm proud to say recognized as one of the better state municipal leagues in the country, and this annual event is something that we do every year. We move around the state.
And according to nonprofit tax filings, he clears between $250,000 and $350,000 a year. At the conference, he was talking up a storm about the benefits of the league.
We try to challenge people, and we try to get people thinking a little bit differently about the issues they deal with every day.
But behind the scenes, a big controversy was brewing. A group of former and current staffers had been meeting with a lawyer, accusing Gilmartin of very bad behavior. 10 days after the conference is over, this letter from an attorney hits the desk of board members. It has multiple detailed graphic allegations, claims of sending crude emails, making rude comments, some of the staffers alleging harassing behavior. It's the kind of allegations that will have taxpayers wondering what's going on. Your tax dollars help support MML salaries and events. Ann Arbor citizens spent over $262,000 on the Michigan Municipal League in the last fiscal year. Sterling Heights, nearly $50,000, and Flint, just over $40,000.
If you do want to make a donation, here's an opportunity for you.
One of the people receiving the letter, Rosalind Bliss, the new board chairman. She sent us a written statement saying, in part, we responded immediately by hiring an outside investigator who is an attorney with extensive background on these issues. She interviewed more than 30 people, including current and past employees. Based upon her investigation, she concluded that claims of harassment, discrimination, and retaliation by Dan were unfounded. The Michigan Municipal League would not provide us with a copy of the investigation, and Mr. Gilmartin chose not to speak. His accusers stand by their statements, some now in a tough spot at work, as the board says it has full confidence in Gilmartin's leadership. The board considers this a closed non-issue, but this may not be the end of the controversy. The attorney representing the workers is still weighing his options, which could include a lawsuit. Kevin Dietz, Defenders.
All right, Kevin, now here's a look at what Hank Winchester is working on for tomorrow night.
A custom-made bike for a very special boy, stolen.
I was crying. I was just devastated. It really hurt.
The bike worth thousands, and within minutes it was snatched by heartless thieves.
He was hoping to get it back, you know. He wants it back.
When we got the news and learned what happened to this family, we knew we had to do something to help this boy.
From heartbreaking to heartwarming, join us and see what happens as we come to the rescue. The Help Me Hank special report tomorrow at 11.
We are down to 1 day left in a February that has been kind of strange by our standards.
Strange is an understatement. And I'm thinking we got about 3 minutes before those punchkis arrive or whatever.
Yes, I believe they're on their way.
Good. Well, I'll start walking to the key to get some exercise and burn some calories off prematurely. Severe risk for tomorrow is in the marginal risk. That's just for our south zone, as we're expecting thunderstorms tomorrow night. But it is going to be a wet commute. So if you're going to be standing in line for punchkis tomorrow morning, umbrellas up. It's not going to be a lot of rain in the morning, just a few hundredths of an inch. But watch what happens when these thunderstorms start rolling in the evening and overnight. Blue areas are 1 inch plus. Purple areas are 2 inches plus. There's going to be some really heavy rain embedded within these showers and storms. And then we may see multiple rounds of this as we get into the overnight hours towards Wednesday morning. Temperatures right now hovering around 40 degrees. We're going to sink just a little bit lower into the 30s and then slowly start rising towards daybreak as we expect rain to start coming in, as we said, for the morning commute. And there it is right now across northern parts of Illinois. So early stuff is not going to be all that impressive. That'll move in during the morning commute and then move out again by mid-morning. Other than a quick sprinkle in the afternoon and early evening, it's really going to be closer to about 8, 9 o'clock when we start getting those scattered thunderstorms in here, and then expect more of a line to sweep through as we get towards this time tomorrow night, 11 o'clock midnight. Even behind that, you can see more of these even weaker showers and storms that'll take us through to early parts of Wednesday. And then as cold air encroaches on the backside, that is snow, and there may be enough to actually measure in our north and west zones. This is by 7 a.m. on Thursday. You can see it's not a lot, probably less than an inch, but will be some out there to get started on Thursday morning. 36 tonight. That's going to be an overnight low, and then we'll see those temperatures swing upwards just a little bit to 40 degrees by 8 a.m. Couple of areas of showers, and then we start watching for those heavier showers and storms in the second half of tomorrow. Highs will be in the 30s Thursday and Friday. We will start rising again Saturday and Sunday, and expect to see another morning snow shower to start the weekend. But most of that weekend looks nice.
Oh, man.
We'll be back close to 60 there by Sunday afternoon.
How about that?
Unbelievable. Okay.
Are they here? They are on their way. Okay. I have it on good authority. Still ahead, though, is someone multitasking at the wrong time. What a tweet may reveal about the big mistake at last night's Oscars.
Plus dramatic images from a plane crash in California. We have updated numbers on the death toll. Four people are dead tonight after a small plane crashed into a home in California. It happened just before 5 in a city east of L.A. The plane crashed a half-mile away from the airport. In addition to the 4 people killed, 2 others were hurt. The cause has not been determined.
Inkster's Michigan motel could shut down permanently after today's police raid.
The hotel on Michigan Avenue closed for building and fire code violations, but police say the motel and liquor store next to it have a history of crime after police found evidence of drug trade.
A Warren police detective is recovering tonight after shooting himself in the leg. Happened during firearms training at the police headquarters gun range. Police say he was holstering his gun and it went off, but investigators are treating it as an accident.
An Ann Arbor man will hear his fate tomorrow when he faces a deportation hearing. Yusef Ajin, a father of 4, has lived here for 18 years and was working towards citizenship. Last month, during a routine check-in with ICE agents, he was detained. He'll find out at 2 p.m. if he'll be deported.
Could a tweet tell us a little bit about the supporting role in last night's Best Picture mix-up at the Oscars? Brian Cullinan, a partner at PricewaterhouseCoopers, was in charge of handing presenters their envelopes. Moments before he handed the wrong one to Warren Beatty, he tweeted this photo of Emma Stone backstage. Now, Cullinan wasn't supposed to be using social media during the ceremony. The Academy, the Academy is now reviewing the backstage process and PwC's role in it.
Yeah, I think he got a little starstruck. His mind just got off of what he was doing, and he saw Emma Stone, and that's what. Look what we have
has just arrived, my friends.
Oh, all yours, Ben.
Oh, wow, we've got a little bit of everything here. Okay, so here is the Coney the Punchki Coney.
That's Ben's.
They smell
yes,
so
Ben,
good.
that was delivered especially for you.
There are two of them, I think.
I believe this is more your style. This is the one that is loaded with vodka.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I'll take the vodka one. Here's another Coney one,
And then
Bernie.
we've
That's
got-
for you.
And then we have, look, Tim really,
Ooh,
Tim
they smell
Pamplin
good.
really delivered.
Tim, you were big.
You've
Oh
got-
my gosh.
Look at this thing is like, it feels like hand grenades.
Oh,
It's just
Lord,
massive.
oh, Lord, oh, Lord.
Okay, so we're all ready to eat. Do you got anything you can do while we're
I'll juggle punchkis while we wait.